Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to Next Move's market update for June 9th, 2020. Hey, John, what's the market update? That's a good question, John. For years now, I've been wondering why there isn't a show just dedicated to travel nursing and giving updates to travelers about the industry, especially now in the time of COVID. Well, instead of waiting around for someone else to do it, we here at Next Move decided to update our nurses on what's going on with the industry. What's new? What's changing? Will it ever go back to normal? I'm John Nolan, Managing Partner at Next Move Incorporated, and this is your travel nursing market update. Travel nursing in the time of COVID continues to be pretty bleak, but we're remaining optimistic over here. The past month, census numbers has been rising pretty steadily. We even got up to 80-85% in a lot of our client hospitals in the Midwest. But this past week, we've started to see some regression of those numbers, even as much as 25 to 45% in some cases. And the total number of work orders out there is down 70 to 90% from pre-COVID levels. So as a lot of you know, there's just not much on the market right now. Yeah, so many nurses are starting to look at positions outside of their specialty. Critical care, emergency, med-surg tele-nurses are deciding to take contracts in geriatric, skilled nursing, LTAC, rehab type positions. And the good news is there's a lot of positions open in those specialties if you're willing to work that. And the contracts are pretty short, 4 to 6 weeks in most cases, so you wouldn't have to be stuck with it too long. We are starting to see a little bit of an increase in extension rates, especially for critical care nurses in the Midwest. The progressive care, emergency, med-surg, those units are definitely lagging in extensions behind what ICU is doing. But things are starting to look a little bit better. We're maybe thinking 2 or 3 weeks from now, we might start seeing some add-ons in work orders as census continues to increase, and especially as hospitals get their financial results back for May. April was a pretty rough month for hospitals, and so hopefully if we can see a little bit of revenue increase at those hospitals due to elective surgery picking back up, that'll help loosen up the purse strings and open up some jobs for you travelers to get back in the hospital. The good or bad news, depending on how you look at it, is that there's probably going to be an increase in COVID cases over the next few weeks due to lessening of social distancing and people getting out for the Memorial Day holiday. That, coupled with ORs having a lot more surgeries, is going to trickle into the rest of the hospital, and we'll start seeing some increased census over the next few weeks. There's also a report of nurses having a significant amount more burnout recently than the past couple of months. I think that the dog days of COVID care is over, but these nurses are still caring for COVID patients. A lot of travel nurses are stuck on those units, and we're finding that that's really taken a toll mentally with these nurses, and that they're just looking for a little bit of a break. Hospitals lost a bunch of money, as I said, in April, so I really think that we're going to start seeing some bounce back after May financials come out. So look for second or third week of June. You might really start seeing some positive progress on work orders in the Midwest. The current climate has got interview times and start dates all over the board. We're not seeing a lot of consistency. There's been recently quite a few nurses that we've gotten interviews, offers, same day as submission, and start dates within the week of their offer. And then in other times we're seeing people not get interviewed for 2 weeks and then get an offer for a start date that's in July. So I think that, as the metro areas start getting their census up and catch up to the rural areas that are out there, obviously those metro areas have the most beds and they provide the most number of travel needs. So as that stabilizes, more work orders come out, I think you'll start seeing the start dates get pushed back a little bit more. Another thing to point out is that the days of you seeing a work order posted online, reaching out to a recruiter, filling out a profile, getting applied, submitted just to that job, and then interviewing and getting that job, those days are over for a while. Everybody that we've placed at Next Move in the past 2 or 3 weeks have had their profiles already filled out. They've let their recruiters know exactly what they're looking for, and they're being submitted to that job within 15 minutes in most cases of when that job posts. to our portals. So I would really recommend, if you're needing a job ASAP, don't wait and apply once you see that job posted. Don't wait for your recruiter to reach out to you about that job. Make sure that you've got a file ready to go. Make sure your recruiters are updating that regularly, and give them the authority to just submit you to those jobs that you've been waiting on as soon as they post, and you'll have a lot better luck. That's our market update for this week. I really appreciate you guys joining us today, and I'm looking forward to talking to you guys next week.